Welcome and thanks for joining me. I'm Ron and I am the Accidental Farmer. About 7 months ago, my wife and I purchased this property after sitting in our backyard thinking we need more space. The neighbors were a little close to us, traffic was a little congested out on the street. We opened up a real estate app and there was 2 houses for sale and we bought this one. We were fortunate to be able to get this house. It was on the market for quite a while in a very busy real estate market. Has 12 acres. As you can see behind me, it has a horse barn, and we're using it not for horses, but something else, and a bunch of land. And the house is over 300 years old. This channel, we're gonna explore all the things in this farm. We're gonna figure out how to do things. I have no idea on most of them. My farming experience is when I was 13 years old. I worked on a local farm picking vegetables for the summer until I graduated to become a newspaper carrier. So that's my experience. I can bang nails. I can use a screw gun. Taking care of animals is all new other than a dog. But right now we're sitting on 12 acres of land. Our house was built in 1705. So it is old and crooked, but it's great and we love it. We currently have chickens. We currently have some goats, 2 barn cats, and our 12-and-a-half-year-old, 13-year-old dog. So stay with me, explore, join us for future videos, subscribe if you'd like the video, that'd be awesome. Comment, I'd love to hear your feedback on anything and everything I do, it's a learning experience. So if you ever wanted to live on a farm, you ever wondered what it was like, I did kinda. I watched Yellowstone, so I always wanted to see those horses and things like that. Well, join me and we'll figure this out together. Thanks for joining and watch some more. Welcome back. Ron here, Accidental Farmer, Kings Grant Farm in Merrimack, Massachusetts. We're the farmers who didn't plan on being farmers and actually have no idea what we're doing. A little hard work isn't out of the question. We're not afraid of hard work. We're not afraid of banging nails or digging holes, although I've dug a lot of holes here that I wasn't expecting. I want to take you a quick tour of the farm. Bounce around a little bit with me. We can take a look. So right now we're sitting on 3 acres on this side and 9 acres on the other side. And what I say the other side is we have a rail trail that runs through us. So we're on the main road right here. This house behind me was built in 1705, and to put it in perspective, Benjamin Franklin was born in 1706. So this house was actually built the year before Benjamin Franklin was born. That was pretty cool, little tidbit there. Don't know much about it, nor does the Historical Society in town, which is we're in a small town. We're located about maybe 10 miles from the ocean. We're located about a mile from New Hampshire. So we're on the northeast corner of Massachusetts. And if you're familiar, we're 28 miles north, I believe, of Boston, and probably 10-12 miles south of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So this barn, we have a barn and an extension behind me. This right here is just an outbuilding, the gray building that matches the house. The main barn was here, and then this was an addition, I believe, in the 70s, possibly, looking at dates and such through the barn. The house, a pretty cool house. We love old houses, that's why we purchased it. And one other tidbit about the house, it has 7 fireplaces. None of them work. What else is new? So behind me, we have, I just started putting some no-till beds in. News to me, I never heard of a no-till bed till this year. I've been doing a little research and decided that's the way we wanted to go. Also, I built we've been here 7 months, I built the chicken coop. And not knowing what I was doing, I purchased quail. I responded to an ad that said quail hens. I got to the person's house to purchase what I thought were hens. Turned out to be quail hens. I checked them out, thought they were pretty cool, and ended up purchasing a half dozen of them. That was probably 5 months ago. As soon as I built the coop, around there, 4 or 5 months ago. And they produce, out of the 6 of them, we probably get 5 eggs a day, so no complaints. The barn, as you saw, the nice bright red barn behind me, at least this side right here. But what I'm going to take a look at the back of the barn. We didn't paint or repair anything in the back of the barn. The front of it just needed a little trim pieces here and there taken care of. Unfortunately, the back of the barn's in pretty rough shape. We've been working on it. Well, been working on it a little bit here and there. As you'll see right here, you'll see some new things. Over here is a little area for the goats. We do have some goats. I don't know if they're out. They might be out. They're not out. I don't know. But anyway, so we have 4 Nigerian dwarf goats. They're about maybe 12 weeks old or so now. Yeah, I think they're about 12, 14 weeks old, something like that. A couple more on their way. And on, like I said, on this side of the rail trail, we have 3 acres. A little behind our neighbor's house, a rail trail in front of me, which I'll show you. And then we have some acreage over to the side, which is wet. The last field we call the sheep field, only because someone told us that's what it was called after we cleared it. Is pretty wet. I don't know anything that can go in there other than pigs. I'd like to put sheep in there, but it's the mud gets to mid-calf deep. Recently, I was clearing some brush out of there, and I was sinking pretty far. So, done a lot of repairs on the general farm, mostly fencing. Some, like I said, the barn was worked on. Added a chicken coop. Added a bunch of oddball fencing here and there. A lot of brush clearing. A lot of brush clearing. So what we have here is, I'm looking both ways. We're on the rail trail. I don't want to include someone who doesn't want to be included. So that's the rail trail going north. And the rail trail behind me going south. I believe that's the south. So behind me, though, on the other behind me, you'll see over my head, that is another 9 additional acres. This has been cleared. This used to be pretty much all horses. What I heard, they had about 9 to 11 horses at one time. They did host a nonprofit here for a while. Then, unfortunately, something happened. It became in disrepair. Not the home. The home was maintained, but the rest of the barn. So this has been empty for quite a while. That's why I had to do so many improvements or just maintenance to get it back. A lot of stockade fencing up, took all the stockade fencing down and replaced it with some post and rail, trying to keep the tradition of what's up there now. I put welded wire behind here with the little goats. Probably need something a little more with substance of some kind of fencing if they were horned. But right now they're so small, I'm hoping we get a couple years out of this anyways. Had to put the sign up just in case. Don't feed my animals. Behind me, in front of me rather, like I said, we do have chickens at the chicken coop. We're gonna walk the other way now. I can show you the rest of the barn and what's happening over there. We have 2 outbuildings, there being one of them for the horses. Right now, there are no plans to have horses here. I don't know anything about horses. I know less about horses than I knew about gardening. I know more about goats now than I ever did ever wanted to know about goats. It's a little soft here. We've had a lot of rain and more rain coming for the next couple of days. I'm going to show you the sheep field and how wet, if you can even see how wet the sheep field is. So behind me, I'm going to spin around once again to keep a distance. There's the barn over there. Behind me is the sheep field. I did some quick measurements. I believe it's at 100 by 200, thereabouts. And as we walk in between the sheep field to the right side of the barn, we kind of have a nice trail, but it's on a slope. So everything runs down one way. Almost flipped a tractor last year. Oh, actually I have a riding lawnmower, but a tractor on the way. Over here, like I said, I'm thinking pigs. I'm thinking separating this area into 3 or 4 different sections and then letting the pigs kind of live in one section until they deplete it, move it to another section, reseed the first section, on and on and on, and keep rotating them through so they always have something fresher to munch on and to dig through. So behind me, here we are back at the sheep field. This is cleared. This is the first time in what I heard about 15 years you could actually see the field from the street and the street from the field. Very, very large tree came down, split, and then regrew from the ground up. So it re-rooted itself. So we took care of the overgrowth, and now you can see the field from the street and the street from the field. Behind me here I have 16 chicks that I accidentally purchased in January. I was actually counting the weeks of when we could actually have some eggs from them. It turned out that when I hit order, I wasn't looking at the delivery date. I thought we were going to get them in March. We actually got them, I believe it was like January 29th. Had to bring them in the house. The house stunk so bad because of these chickens. But I don't know, live and learn. Here they are. They're doing great right now. In the next couple of days, we're going to bring them over to the other chicken coop, change some fencing around so they can all get to know each other before they're merged into one giant flock. That was a flock of chickens, a herd of chickens, I don't know, flock of chickens. So that's my mistakes on there. We also have some quail. That's for another story. That was a total mistake. But I also, one of the other adventures I did the other day, I was in Tractor Supply looking at the chickens, as we always do when we're there. And we came across roasters. They gave me a great deal on them, and of course I can't say no. So now we are the proud owners of roasted chicks who in 8 weeks hopefully be ready for processing. I've already reached out to a couple processors for them. I'm going to build myself a chicken tractor and use one of the corrals for something like that. So right now we're in the barn, and this is a new section of the barn, probably the 70s, maybe early 80s, I'm not sure. There's some writing upstairs. I believe it says 70s, but I can't remember which side of the barn it's on. Here we have 5 stalls. 5 stalls are in great shape. Little oil on the doors. I think we'll be doing good. Right now, most of it's storage. We raised a couple barn cats in here that we got from the local SPCA. They eat in one of them, but there's only 2 dishes in there. Behind me on this side is the chickens, and the other 3 stalls here right now just for storage. There's corrals all over the place out here, hoping to use them someday. But like I said, I'm on a learning curve here, and this is a full-time plus job. I wasn't planning on this at all. But please join me for our adventure here on the farm. I'd love you if you could subscribe, like the videos. Please comment. I don't know what I should be doing next. But this is a view, and I mean, how can you not love this view? To get up every morning and look at that. I know we're very, very fortunate to be able to do this. This is some people's dream. I don't know right now if it's a dream or a nightmare. But it's a lot of work. A lot more work than I ever expected. So thumbs up to those farmers out there, people who are doing this on their own. Own a farm, own a small farm. Kudos to you, because every night I am exhausted from doing this. So anyways, I'm Ron. I'm the Accidental Farmer. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.